Sanibonani, welcome to African Story Magic with me, Gcinam Mhlophe, your guide on a journey through the wonders of African storytelling. KwaZulu-Natal. A very, very long time ago, when the world was still very young, people lived in small villages all over the world. And in one such village, there lived a woman called Mazanendaba. She lived in a seaside village with her husband, Zenzele, with their many children. Zenzele made beautiful sculptures out of wood, out of stone, anything that he found that spoke to him. He could make an animal or a bird or anything that he liked. He was so good at what he did. And Mazanendaba, she took her children almost every day down to the ocean. They played, they ran chasing each other, they swam in the ocean and they caught some fish. Sometimes they'd catch a fish or two, bring them home for their lunch. Well, they lived a beautiful, beautiful life for years. It was such a happy family. And their neighbors sometimes came to look at the work that Zenzele had been doing. But over time, Mazanendaba became very restless. She was worried. Something was not happening in their lives. She wanted stories. They were happy, they played, they had enough food, they had a home, but there were no stories in their lives. Even when they had travelers visiting, going past, they would spend the night with them and they would ask them, "Do you know stories where you come from?" And people said, "The stories? Oh, no, we don't know any stories." And they would be so disappointed. But Mazanendaba kept on thinking that one day they would meet somebody who knows stories. And sometimes they would sit after supper and watch the stars growing into thousands and millions in the night sky. Sometimes there'd be a full moon. They would yawn and fall asleep even without a dream. Can you imagine life without stories, without even dreams? I am lucky I didn't live in those days. One morning, Zenzele asked his wife to please go out into the wild to ask animals and birds, any creature that she met. Maybe they were the ones who knew stories. So she made food for breakfast, made sure the family was taken care of. Off she went, and the first animal she met was Unogwaja, the spring hare. He smiled. I know lots of stories. For instance, I could tell you a story about I'm in such a hurry. Next time I see you, I'll tell you. Liar, he didn't know any stories. The next animal she met was a mamba snake. Mamba snake, what? A story? Is it dangerous? Oh, she disappeared into the grass and slithered away. She was so scared. And then she met an owl. An owl was sleeping. Mazanendaba said, "Help me, owl." He was furious. "Where do you think I get stories from? You know I sleep in the daytime. Now you disturbed me. Get away from here, woman." Woo, woo. He went back to sleep. The next animal she met was a big mother baboon. What are you telling me? Are you telling me that human children are more problematic than ours? You give them food to eat, clothes to wear. On top of that, they want stories. I'm lucky I'm not a human mother. She walked away. And the next animal she met was a big elephant. Elephant listened and listened to Mazanendaba's request and said, "I don't know any stories, but I suspect my good friend, the eagle, might know stories. He's the one who flies up high in the sky. He will tell you a story or two." Mazanendaba thought, an eagle who flies up high in the sky. How exciting! She thanked the elephant and went back home with renewed hope. The following morning, she sat at the beach looking, and then she saw a fish eagle. He had just caught a fish. She ran. Please, eagle, don't fly away. I need your help." He was so startled, he dropped his fish. "What? What's wrong with you, woman? Look what you've done now. You've made me drop my lunch." Mazanendaba said, "I'm very, very sorry. Please help me. All I need is a story. Oh, you wise eagle." How very kind of you to call me wise eagle. I will call my friend the dolphin. He travels all the way to the bottom of the ocean to the spirit people. I think they are the ones who have all the stories. Mazanendaba was happy. She waited while the dolphin came from far away in the ocean, and the eagle was calling dolphin to come closer and closer. And she asked what Mazanendaba wanted, and she said she wanted stories. Dolphin said, "Get on my back. Let's go right now." She did not waste any time. She jumped onto his back, held onto the fin, and under a big wave they went, bloop, 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 all the way to the bottom of the ocean. When they got there, my, what a magical place! There was light all around, even though there was no sun and certainly no moon. But the spirit people, each and every one of them, had eyes like stars. They were the ones who made all that light. They were looking at her so curiously, and she told them why she was there, and they took her to the spirit king and queen. She politely sat in front of them and told them what she needed. They had a question. If we give you all the stories that your heart may desire, what will you bring for us from your home? What do you bring for a spirit king and queen who live under the water? She couldn't think of anything. Quickly, the spirit queen smiled. It would please us most if you brought us a picture of your home, with your husband, your children, with your house. We don't know where you come from. We've never been up there, so we wish to know what your world looks like. She knew exactly who would do that. She promised to be back after 3 days at sunrise. She bade them goodbye and she got onto the dolphin's back, and up they went. And when they came out, her husband was waiting with the children, very, very anxious. And she told them what the spirit king and queen had asked for. Zenzele got to work. He got a big flat piece of wood and he started carving their house, and then carving the face of his beautiful wife and the children. Please sit still. Oh, my handsome boy. Hey, yes. And he was carving, but Eagle came. Aibo, can I please be in the picture? And so Zenzele asked the eagle to sit right above the house and not move. And so he carved the eagle sitting on top of the house. When the picture was done, it was already on the 3rd morning at sunrise. She took that big flat piece of wood with the carving and she put it on her back, tied it with a leather strap. She got onto the back of the dolphin, and under a big wave they went bloop, 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 all the way to the bottom of the ocean. When they got there, the spirit queen, the spirit king, and all the spirit people came gathering around, shining so much light on the work. They were so pleased. They were overjoyed. They said, Mazanendaba, we are going to give you the gift of stories. They gave her a big, pink, magical looking shell, and they told her it contained countless stories, and each time she listened to it, she would hear a brand new story. Wow! She thanked them from the bottom of her heart, and she promised that she would tell everyone she met a story all the days of her life. They said that's what we hoped for. She bade them goodbye and got onto the back of the dolphin, and up they went. When they got to the beach, oh my goodness, there were so many people who heard that she had taken this lovely carving and she would come back with stories. And animals came, reptiles came, birds came, even Nokwaja, the spring hare, the naughty one who said, I know lots of stories. He was sitting there smiling, waiting, ears perked up. Everybody gathered around and there was silence. Mazanendaba took that shell, put it to her ear, and she started by saying, "Kwesugela," which simply means it happened a long time ago. And everybody responded in one voice, "Thosi," simply meaning we are ready to listen. She told story after story after story. Every single day, more people came and they listened to stories. They took them back to their villages and to their countries, and stories traveled all over the world until my grandmother heard those stories. She told them to me. Now, here I am sharing them with you. That's where I rest my story. Share the magic with others. Find more stories in English and isiZulu on ecr.co.za under podcasts. Until next time, stay magical. I'm Gcina Mhlophe.